Hello citizens, it's Leeds 0, Man City 4, and it's a great result as well. Really enjoyed it, particularly on the watch along. I thought it was good fun, and I tell you what, when the game started, I did think to myself, that's a lot of rotation. You know, I know we're looking ahead to the Real Madrid game because we've got a huge one on Wednesday against them in the second leg in the Champions League. But this was a real good test, and I tell you what, every single player stepped up. I was impressed with everyone. It was a right battle right from the get-go. Leeds probably should have taken the lead early on in the third minute when Cancelo slipped and Rafinha, I think it was through. Sorry, Rafinha or Rodrigo. I think it was Rafinha. He's gone. And Gundogan, of all people, makes about 30-40 yards on him. Gets back, blocks the cross. And from there, we took kind of control. We started passing it around a little bit. Our passing wasn't that crisp, really. But we did enough to get through. And the first goal came by Rodri. Great crossing outside from Foden, you know, from the set piece. And a glancing header far corner. And from there, I got to say, it was an absolute battle until halftime. The players dug in. They worked hard. Leeds had a few good chances there. You know, they carried on us really, really well. They pressed really high. The crowd were behind them as well. And I thought we were quite lucky to get in at 1-0. But all we needed to do was get over the line, you know, just get over it. It doesn't matter how we win. It doesn't matter how many goals we score, how many goals we concede. Of course, you want to score 10, never concede. But it's about getting over that line and getting the 3 points. And at halftime, you know, we went in and you're thinking to yourself, okay, reset, come on, get an early second half goal and kill the crowd and the team. Now, again, Leeds came out, they pressed really well. They did really well, Leeds, you know, up until a certain point. But again, the defense just about held out. They dug in. And I got to say, what a leader Diaz is. And Laporte had some fantastic moments in this game. You know, he made a great clearance in the first half where he took a hit to the face. Then he gets an elbow in the face immediately coming on the pitch. You know, them two centre-half today were phenomenal. And Diaz, you know, I'll get back onto him later, but what a game he had as well. And then, of course, we get the second goal with Ake. You know, corner comes in, headed down by Diaz. And Ake, first time left foot, half volley, about 6 yards out. Meslier couldn't really do much about it. And it's 2-0. And I thought Leeds, after that, they kind of lost a bit of momentum. They lost a little belief. They dropped a little bit. It got to a bit end-to-end stuff, but I thought we were always in control. And we got the third goal from Jesus. It looked offside to me at the time, but goal was given. And yeah, the fourth came, and that really wrapped things up, didn't it? And a 4-0 win. And it was Fernandinho who got the fourth, a cracking goal. You know, he came on to give Rodri a break for the Real Madrid game. By that time, Bernardo was on as well. He'd come on, I think, for Foden. And Fernandinho smashes it from about 25, 30 yards. And I thought it was a penalty. I thought the referee had a shocking game today. But the ball comes out from what I thought was a penalty on Sterling, who also had a good game. Fernandinho drills it in. Keeper maybe should have saved it, but it came through bodies. Nestles into the bottom corner, and 4-0 was the win. And we got the 3 points, and we're top of the league again. And that's all that matters. We're top of the league. Now, let's just sit back and look at this for a second. What did we need for today? We needed 3 points. We got a clean sheet. We got goals as well. Now, this was the first time this front six played together in the Premier League this season. And it kind of showed there's a little bit of, bit of hit and miss with them. But I thought everyone, again, if you look at the front three, I was a little concerned when I saw Grealish on the left, Sterling on the right. Now, I think Sterling's best position is the right-hand side. And again, today, like he did against Burnley, and I said against Burnley, that was the best game I'd seen him in this season. I think this might be his best game this season. He was phenomenal, Sterling. You know, yeah, he's not really got the work rate going backward as some of our other players, but going forward, every time he touched the ball today, he did something with it. You know, and you look at the even that fourth goal that Fernandinho scored, that came, Sterling collects it on the edge of the box, he sees the space, he takes it, then he nutmegs the second Leeds player, you know, to try and get his shot on before, I think it's Ayling pushes him over. And that's not even just the only occasion. The amount of times he picked up, he turned and he just ran at the Leeds defence, and that's what we like to see him do. That's when he's at his best, Sterling. He had a phenomenal game. I thought he was incredible, and I think he probably deserved the goal, you know. Out of the front three, I think he deserved the goal the most. Although I will say, Jesus as well, he had a great game. You know, I think his hold-up play is wonderful today. Again, the amount of balls he got to him, and he just takes an extra touch, takes it around the player, passes it back towards the halfway line to like Gundogan or Foden running in on him. Like, Jesus' hold-up play is phenomenal. And not for a big guy, he's got a bit of strength to him, and he did really well. Grealish on the left, I thought he had a good game. He got kicked quite a bit in that first half. How there wasn't more fouls given in that first half, I don't know. The referee, honestly, I think he had a poor game. But Grealish kept hold of it. He did well, you know, and I was concerned because going into halftime, he was starting yelling at the referee about fouls not being given, and he was on a yellow card as well. So he did well to collect his head. And there's quite a few occasions there as well when he's trying to take a throw in or he's out wide and Leeds fans were throwing papers, like paper balls or paper airplanes or whatever it was at him in his face. And he was just laughing it off. He handled it quite well and he was quite mature about it. So good game from him. But, you know, it's what we needed. Now in midfield, Pep rested De Bruyne. I mean, Gundogan's a great replacement for De Bruyne. Like, obviously he's not a replacement, but he's a great deputy for him. I thought Gundogan had a nice time. I thought a couple of his decisions towards the end were, I think they were pretty poor, some of his passes. But overall, he had a good game. I think he should have scored at the end as well. He flashed that header wide. I know it's a header and it's a difficult chance, but he had more time and more space than he thought he had. And there was an occasion when the ball came out to him on the edge of the box when I thought he should have given it far left to Grealish and he tried to give it to Jesus about 6 yards out. But other than that, again, his range of passing, his work rate, and again, in the first half, in the 3rd minute, massive moment, 0-0, Cancelo slips, and then when they run through, and Gundogan was the one that got back and blocks him, you know, it tells you everything you need to know. And if you watch that highlight again, you can see when the camera zooms in, there's actually 6 City players around him in the box without another Leeds player. 6 City players got back to defend that. And that just goes to show the commitment, determination of this team right now. So incredible performance from them as well. And then, you know, Rodri again. I sometimes think Rodri gets played around quite a bit, you know, because he is only our one defensive midfielder. But I thought Foden's free role helped him a little bit as well, because it meant Gundogan sat back a little bit with Rodri. And I thought that helped support him, you know, because Phillips and Dallas in midfield, you know, they can cause a few problems and they'll break up play quite a bit. But I thought Rodri handled it solidly. At the back, Ake, I think Ake had another phenomenal game. I've got to say, I know I've criticised Ake a few times this season, saying he's not a good replacement. But actually, you know what? The last few weeks, he stepped in and he's been incredible. Him and Stones have really impressed me the last few weeks. And Diaz is back. Laporte is back, you know, and them two, they were phenomenal. Some of the headers Laporte won, like when the ball was coming in the box, brilliant. And the way Diaz leads, the way he's always over, clapping everyone, high-fiving people, dragging them off the floor, you know, screaming for every clearance like it's a goal. You know, that's what you want from a leader. And I know it's too early to say, and it's kind of sounds like blasphemy a little bit, but I think we found a perfect replacement for Company. I really do. Diaz is such a good player, such a good leader, and he commands that box so well. And I don't think we're the same team without him in it. And I used to say that about Company as well. When Company doesn't play, we're not the same team at the back. Now Cancelo and he said Ake was at left back before Zinchenko came on. So Cancelo, he had a good game. The thing about Cancelo is I think sometimes his end product lets him down. You know, he takes an extra touch or his cross is poor, you know, after going on past 3 players, he'll put in a poor cross or he'll put in a poor shot. But today he did well. He probably could have scored. There was a point when he was 1-on-1 with the keeper and he just hits it straight at him. Defensively, you know, defensively, I don't think he's that strong, but, you know, he had a good game. You know, we kept a clean sheet, so there's nothing really to complain about. And Zinchenko as well, when he came in, I thought he showed things up on the left a little bit. He holds onto the ball a little bit better than Ake does, and his passing's a little bit better. And overall, honestly, if I was giving everyone a rating today, and let's not forget Ederson made a save as well late on. It could have been 4-1 or 3-1, whatever score it was at the time, but he stuck his foot out, saved it. It was a good save too, you know, from about 10 yards out. So if I was giving everyone a rating, I wouldn't give anyone less than a 7. I really wouldn't. Because the battling today, you know, everyone goes on about the talent of this and we hold the ball and we switch it. But the last few weeks, we've played a little bit more direct. We've played a little bit more aggressively. And the physicality of the players as well, they're not afraid to get kicked. They're not afraid to put a foot in. We saw it against Atletico Madrid. How well did we play against Atletico Madrid twice? We gave them nothing in that first leg. And in the second leg as well, when they were kicking us, when they've, you know, trying to get us riled up, trying to get us sent off or whatever, when they were petulant, we held our own. You know, we time wasted. We played a little bit dirty, and that's what I wanted to say. And we gave a little bit of that today against Leeds, and then in the end, 4-0 kind of made the game look a little bit easier than it was. I don't think Leeds deserved that 4-0 loss, but at the end of the day, you know, our quality shone through at the end, and I think the Leeds players dropped their heads a little bit, and their energy went, and you saw it when Fernandinho scored. As soon as that ball went in, I think the 3 closest Leeds defenders just dropped their heads instantly. You can watch it on the highlights, and that just shows you what you need to know, that they were beaten physically and mentally today, Leeds. And after Liverpool won earlier in the day against Newcastle, a little bit nervy, you know. we came out and we didn't control the game from the off, because the first half was a little bit risky, but in the second half we've shown why we're top of the league, why we're trying to win the league again for the 4th time in 5 years. And I like this side of the city. I really do. You know, I love it when we win 5, 6, 7, 8-0. Of course I do. But I also love the games we're battling when the players show heart. It's like every single one of those 11 players were from Manchester. Like, they supported the club all their lives. That's how they're all playing right now. And that's what I wanted to see. And that's what fans want to see. And the players are doing it. So there's no complaints. Honestly, if we lose the league playing like this, no fault. You know, the players are giving it their all. We're not going out with a whimper. We're giving it everything, and every single player as well. The rotation, he made 5 changes, and this whole squad is being used. We're picking up injuries at the back like there's no tomorrow. You know, every game it seems like we're losing a defender, but everyone comes in is doing such a good job and stepping in that you don't even think anyone's missing. And that is one of the biggest compliments you can give this team right now, is that anyone that steps in and anyone that replaces anyone is doing their job, not letting anyone down, and they're all fighting for the same cause, and they're all fighting for each other. What a team this is. And, you know, if we win the league, I'm going to put it up there ahead of the 100 points season, because we've battled the whole way. We've not had a striker. We've had to rotate a lot. We've had a lot of injuries, and we're coming through it. And yeah, what a team, eh? What a team. Anyway, that's my match reaction. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out. Now, I'm going to be doing a watch along for the Real Madrid game on Wednesday, I think it is, so make sure to join me for that. Obviously I'll do a match preview as well. Maybe I'll do another video if I have time ahead of that on Monday. So make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't already. I've got a really sore throat, I'm pretty sure you can tell. So yeah, catch me then. Bye bye.